Hey everybody, week 11 COVID reflections. I want to talk about two more things this week. Last week, talk about CDC recommendations and how they squared up and actually didn't really square up with budget implications from so many schools and districts across the country. This week, I want to talk about two things related to reentry plans for school districts, CMOs, charter management organizations, and other schools. So, number one, any reentry plan must have families at the table co-creating the reentry plan with the district or with the CMO or the schools. Any plan that's not only like inviting families in, taking survey data, but actually having them at the table co-creating the plan with them will fail. Keeping families center is key in so many initiatives focused on education. And not only just thinking about families, but having them literally at the table, co-creating the plan with them, with the district, because these are all families are the ones experiencing this pain being out of the school and also re-entering back into school. And they have just so many lived experiences and value that they can add that it's 100% a requirement that not only to be thinking about families and what they need, but having them at the table so they can literally co-create the plan with you. So that's the number one piece of advice we would offer up. Second thing we're thinking a lot about, these plans must have a focus on racial equity and social impact and justice in the space as well. And so how will your school, how will your district kind of respond to make sure that these reentry plans are equitable for all families? We know students and families of color have been disproportionately affected by COVID. And so maybe some of these families were behind moving into COVID, and now COVID, many things have been lost for all families. And so really critical that these schools and plans have a really clear focus of how they're going to address racial equity moving forward for the future of school, for the future of education, but how these schools will support these families as well. And so we'd offer those two things, keeping families centered and having them at the table to co-create. But then these reentry plans must have a strong lens and focus on racial equity and justice at the same time. And that can look many different ways based upon the communities you're serving. It can look like a strong professional development plan, supporting all teachers around what racial equity in schools look like. It could be strong partnerships in the community to make sure families and students are connected to resources. It could look a number of different ways, which we're thinking a lot about and helping a lot of partners with at the moment. But want to offer those two pillars moving into the weekend and moving into week 12 of COVID. So we hope those are helpful. Keep reaching out. The questions are great on the different social media platforms and emails. Continue to do so and let us know what else we can do to help. Thanks.